Hello, Piss Babe He's, Piss Babe She's, and Piss Babe
Let's
Enbies.
start from the top.
Hello, Piss Babe He's, Piss Babe She's, and Piss Babe Enbies, and welcome to the judgiest place on the internet. My name's Josh.
My name is Rick.
And my name's Christian.
And we are the Judgies. Back in Ricker than ever. She's plastered, folks.
I am not.
She is drunk off
Joshua.
2 Margs.
She's
What?
2 Margs deep and a truly in her hand.
She's
you
2
know it's
Margs deep and truly
in her
to drink.
hand.
There we go.
Hey, it's no holds bar on this episode.
That's right. You can't hold the bar here. Whoa.
This is
Editor edited me fumbling away a bar.
Okay.
What kind of bar? A gold bar?
I was thinking Hershey's.
Hershey's?
Yeah.
A Snickers, maybe?
Anything that Christian barely cleared to get with you.
I don't know what that means.
Low bar that I had to clear to get with you,
Yeah.
I think was the joke.
Does that mean I have low standards?
Yes.
Incorrect. My standards are actually quite high.
Then how did Christian make the cut?
Because he is
I fumbled over that
the
bar.
highest of standards.
I thought it was limbo, baby.
Listen, my husband's real hot and real funny and real smart and real sensitive and real sweet.
Oh, take back the sensitive part. I'm tough. I'm a tough boy.
He's a tough boy.
I'm going to cry. Thank you.
And I love him.
You know what?
He's really fucking cool.
You know
Sorry,
what also
Joshua,
is
go
really
ahead.
fucking cool?
What's fucking cool?
When people go to patreon.com/judgiespod and give us money, and you get rewards,
Money.
you get exclusive bonus content.
Only
you
if you have
get
disposable
access
income.
to yes, only if you have disposable income. You get access to the Discord, where you can go to the Piss Baby meetup, which is happening like a couple days from when this comes
January.
out.
Probably the
Fuck.
weekend
Do
that
we
this
have
comes
like
out.
a plan for that?
They do. We're
Do-
just showing up.
Do I need a babysitter?
Yeah,
Probably.
You're
It's
not
in
going to take a
Chicago.
baby with you.
Fuck me. All right, we
It's
gotta
in
talk to my
Chicago
mom when we get home
and at a
tonight,
bar,
okay?
I think.
At a dad bar?
And a bar.
I think they said they're going to.
Cool.
Speaking of bars, somebody left a review bar none. It's the best review we've ever gotten.
What a transition.
Apple.co/judgies. It's also in the description. Leave us a 5-star review. This is from M. Field. Kudry.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I.
Spell
Okay.
it for me?
Kudgery. Kudgery? Hi, podists.
I don't like that.
I very much enjoy the Judges pod and hope beyond hope I may hear my review read on and up.
You're welcome.
Let's hope you're listening to this one.
You create a space where weirdness is coolness and everyone can laugh together at the internet's constant foibles.
Who's weird
Huh?
here?
What is foibles? Is that a real word?
Hot Turk alert!
They're
But-
trying their best.
But Chrissy Tucky is my favorite Judgy. I like his voice when he reads and overall goofy presence.
What was the word I was trying to look up?
Foibles, Foibles.
Foibles. A minor weakness or eccentricity in someone's character. Okay. It's a real word.
I don't have any foibles.
I vote for more Christian reading. It was capital H-E, lowercase h-e. If there's some way in which you can invite the listeners who make the song edits to do more of them, I would finally have peace in this world. Best wishes, M. Field. Thanks, M. Field. 5-star
Thanks,
review.
Field.
The listeners that do what?
Create the sound
Sounds.
submissions.
I wish they kept making them because we got a handful that you guys put in bangers, and a couple of you sent in 2, maybe 3 at this point, and they've
Yeah.
all been just absolute smashes.
Yeah.
Can I send in the listener submission sound?
You sure
Yeah.
can.
You can put in any amount of work pre-production, Erica, that you want to do. There's no one's holding you back. No holds barred on your pre-production work. Unfortunately,
You can still get pregnant
you can
from
still get pregnant
pre-production.
from pre-production. That is absolutely correct.
One
And
can only hope.
we can still go online and find silly little stories, and that's what I did this week.
Sometimes Joshua does that.
That's right. Now, sometimes our listeners do it for us.
Sometimes.
I haven't looked up a Reddit story in months.
Really?
Same.
It's just so nice to just go into the email and see Reddit
And
stories.
find
I do.
Sorry.
It is nice going into the email because they all are like pretty much bangers.
Oh, you have to go into the email? I just go to my Instagram.
Oh my god. No, I still go on to Reddit because I like to have little tinge of Christian flavor to it.
Yeah. Well, I get ones that are tagged as like, this is one that Josh needs to read, and it's
Yeah, same.
just incels.
Oh, mine are actually good stories, and they're like, Erica, you have to read this. But also, somebody sent me a listener submission in my Instagram this week, and it is the juiciest of juicy stories, and I cannot wait to read it. And
2 weeks from now.
I'm so salty that Christian reads next week. I'm so salty about it because it is so good. And apparently...
Well, whatever really is glad Christian reads next week.
That's fine. But apparently that this person has sent it not only to our email twice, but also to the Judgies Instagram.
Okay.
And then finally, because they weren't getting read, to me.
Understandable.
We get a lot.
There are so many. The Instagram DMs are too overwhelming. Let me tell you guys.
They are.
You ready, Erica? This is from Andrew. It's a Reddit story. Andrew sent it in. Hi, Rick.
Hi.
Spelled incorrectly.
To me, wait, how'd they spell it?
R-I-K.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I accept that.
It's R-I-C-K.
Well, it could be.
Christian, Sir Josh, and Aurora, if you were there today.
I forgot that you're titled. I was pissed for a second.
Love the pod. Congrats on the baby. My wife and I just had one too. We named her Evelyn Lucille.
Congratulations.
Yo, do you call her Evie?
Evie's a pretty cute nickname.
Because that was like one of our top names for a girl for a really long time.
Evelyn,
and call her Evie.
Mm.
It's not anymore. We've moved on from it, but
I haven't.
I really
still
like
really
it
like
still.
it.
I was browsing Reddit and found this gem. Best of luck. Love you guys, Andrew. Am I the apple for not wanting my husband to go to his ex's funeral?
I got sent this one too. I didn't read it though.
It's pretty insane.
It is. I didn't read it, but I'm from the title alone. It's
Last
insane.
week when I was finding stories for my episode, I was like, I saw that it got sent to us multiple times. I was like, it can't be that good. Guess who looks like a real goofball now?
You, because you didn't have to admit that.
Joshua.
Yeah.
Am I being annoying?
No.
You're not annoying.
Would you tell me?
No. Your ego can't take that.
That's true.
I'll admit I'm biased right off the bat.
Me too.
I can't stand her.
Oh, me neither, that bitch.
I call her his ex to myself and others. He called her his friend.
Okay.
Yuck. Red flag from the get-go.
We're all in our early 40s.
But she died, right?
Recently.
Fuck that bitch.
Aneurysm.
Good riddance. Good riddance!
I've been with him 10 years now, but he'd known her for 20 plus.
Ain't shit.
Oh my god, Erica, we're just really going wild this episode.
The way he tells it, they were friends in college, decided to date, got married,
What?
then realized they weren't a great couple and decided to just be friends.
Oh my god, I thought we were just like
Dating.
A couple.
marriage. That's insane. I did not read this story. I'm not ready for it. Go on.
All of that happened years before I had met him.
Okay.
He was clear early on that she was important to him.
Okay.
Red
A
flag.
couple months into dating, it came up that his friend was actually his ex-wife.
Yuck. I'm so mad.
He explained the above to me, saying she was one of his closest friends and that now it was purely platonic. I expressed some discomfort at him being so close to an ex, and he told me, that's fine. If you have a serious issue with it, let me know and save us some time. I'll choose her. I like you and all, but I've known her for over 12 years, and she's one of the most important people in my life. You'll have to be okay with that if you want us to be a thing.
This is
I
wild.
could never.
You could never.
I could
but
never.
I can definitely understand. It's weird to get married, so it feels like they got married quickly. Him and the ex, it's like it's understandable to be like, hey, this isn't working out as a relationship. Let's just be friends. That I can understand.
No. What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
No, there are people that can do that.
I'm not.
I know you're not.
I'm not. I just want you to know, if you leave me, we are not fucking friends.
Whoa.
Unless you leave me for like a man or you're asexual. Then we can be friends. But if you're leaving me for another woman, 100% no, we cannot be friends.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair to the guy, like, he did say up front, like, if you have an issue with it, I'm telling you right now. He should have told her earlier on.
Yeah.
I appreciate his communication.
Yeah.
However, it's a hard no from me.
When we were engaged, I asked again. He gave me this perplexed look and asked, why would us getting married affect my friendships? I sucked it up and went along. I resented every moment of knowing her, especially when we had to be social. She understood some part of him that I couldn't. Her husband was friends with mine as well, so it's not like I could use him as an angle. He'd have lunch with his ex.
So she was remarried?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go on.
And that husband's cool with this dude?
He'd have lunch with the ex. They'd go to geeky movies, whatever. The few times I brought it up, he said, we had this conversation before. You had your chance to back out.
I don't think that's how that works. You
Rehash.
still have your chance to back out now. It wasn't a one-time deal.
The few times, blah, 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 blah. She died after they had lunch the other day on the way to her car.
While they were having lunch?
How? Did she get hit by a car?
Aneurysm.
Oh, fuck. You said that. That's wild.
I thought that was her name.
Anna, for short.
He spent a bunch of time crying, but honestly, I was relieved.
I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. I don't think he's a bitch.
He was working with her husband on funeral planning. I told him, you don't think you're going, do you? My argument summed up, she's dead, so she's not a factor anymore. He doesn't get to use his she's my friend excuse since she doesn't exist. He had his cry for a couple days. He gets to be done with mourning her already. There's no need for him to go to her funeral since I wouldn't want her at this. He was the angriest I've ever seen him when I told him that, replying that he'll be going no matter how I feel and that he's, quote, unwilling to burn this to the fucking ground. I'm sorry. He'll be going no matter how I feel and that he's, quote, willing to burn this to the fucking ground while holding up his wedding band.
Oh, my God.
Quote, besides you, she was the closest friend in my life. Him, her husband, and my sisters are calling me an insensitive asshole over this, all saying that there was no romantic aspect to the relationship and that I'm heartless. Her husband went so far as to calling me a ghoul for how I've reacted.
A ghoul.
I've never felt the relationship was appropriate, and I hid that for years because I wanted to be with my husband. Now that she's gone, I don't feel I should have to hide it anymore and can speak freely. So, am I the asshole for just wanting him to be done with her and for him to not attend the funeral?
Yeah.
Absolutely
For
insane.
sure. Listen, I was on your side. I'm 100% on your side saying, like, it's weird. I don't like the relationship that they have. I don't like that, you're saying that you would choose her over me. That's a big red flag. That's a 100% no. However, no matter what their relationship is, I wouldn't prevent them from going to their funeral.
Yeah.
That seems...
The grieving process, like, to have just seen them moments and then they
Yes.
die, like, that will mess you up.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But also, like, even if they didn't have a relationship and they were just like exes, you would still expect them to go to their funeral
Or, like, be okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's not. No matter, like I said, no matter what their relationship was, it's not weird to go to their funeral.
Right.
Yeah.
That person had a significant impact on your life.
Yeah.
You knew their family, their friends. It's not weird for you to go to their funeral.
You were still actively hanging out with her and her husband. Like,
Yeah.
You were friends.
Exactly. The only time I think it would be weird to go to someone's funeral is if you were actively fucking enemies. If you were arch nemesis, don't go to their funeral.
I disagree on this one. If you're arch nemesis, go to their funeral.
Just to piss on their grave. But then, that's it.
Yeah, like, I'm going to Margaret Thatcher's funeral.
Did she die?
A
Has
long
she
time
not
ago.
been dead? Okay.
And I'm pissing on her grave.
Okay. But, like, to
The first-
be respectful to the family who probably didn't do anything to you, wait until after the funeral. Like, you can go the same day.
Yeah.
The ground is still,
You
like,
can dance on
churned.
the grave the same day.
Just
Right.
wait
But you
until
can't
wait
the
to piss on
services
the
are
grave,
over.
yeah.
Like, wait till everybody drives off and then do a little jig, pop a little squat.
Do a little jig.
Pop a
Pop a little squat.
Get down tonight.
Piss on the grave. All right.
Also, I don't think you get to tell your partner how they
Correct.
get to grieve.
Yes.
Also, again, like, we only have it from her perspective, but, like, he said straight up from the beginning, I will choose her over you. Like, she's very important to me. If you have a problem with it, that's fine. Then we can end it now. And
Yeah.
she very clearly was bitter about it the entire time, as she admitted. Like, if you out of the 4 people in that situation were the only one that was upset about that situation, then like that should have been telling you earlier on that you need to leave that situation. It wasn't going to work for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was communicated. You can't be upset.
I feel like I can 100% sympathize with this woman, though, because while, yes, you're communicating it with me, and yes, I understand that you would choose her over me, which hurts my feelings.
That was only when they were dating for like a couple months. This is like a 12-year-old friend versus a 2-month-old girlfriend.
Yes, it would still hurt my feelings because I'm a very sensitive person.
Hey, I didn't say it.
And we love that about you, Ricky.
Thank you. I forgot where I was going with this.
You can sympathize with her for being stuck in the relationship, but
yeah, because
stuck in a relationship. Why can she sympathize with being stuck in a relationship, Josh?
because I'm tied fiscally to her.
Yeah.
From one ex to another.
Are
This
you
is sent
breaking up
in.
with us?
No.
Are you breaking up with her?
Don't break up with us.
Are you fucking?
Joshua.
Why did you not wait till the?
This is sent
to the
in
end of the
from the
episode.
lovely Salatar. I think.
Ooh.
I still don't know which is which by their names. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Sal and
Is Stacy's name Stacy? I don't know.
Yeah, Stacy's name is Stacy.
Okay, so this is sent in by Salatar.
And Salatar's name is Salad.
Word salad. This is a
From
Reddit
my
post.
salad.
My girlfriend refused to let her terminally ill ex see his dog, so I took it to him.
Why are you breaking us down in this episode, Joshua?
I also have this story saved.
I don't.
This
This could have been my episode. In an alternate universe, this is my episode.
Yeah, and that review.
If this one performs well, it's because it was my episode.
You get half credit.
Thank you.
51%. This is on True Off My Chest.
Good push.
My girlfriend kept the dog that her ex had after they broke up. It was originally his, and he tried to get it back, but she wouldn't let him.
Ugh.
These pineapple Trulies are making me burpy.
Oopsies.
What do I have? I have lime, I think.
You have original.
I heard he stopped trying to get it back after a while because he got sick. It's been months now. I heard that her ex was very sick and had sent his relative to try to tell my girlfriend to let him see the dog, but she refused and threatened to call the cops on him.
Showing feet's not that big of a deal.
I found this so cruel of her, especially since it's originally his dog. So that was unnecessarily cruel and unsympathetic.
Oh God. How bad of a person does he have to be where we're on her side for taking his dog?
Yeah. Like that would be I feel like that to take somebody else's pet is wild.
Yeah.
Despite not being a huge fan of dogs, I put it in my car, contacted her ex, and went over to his mother's house to let him see the dog. He cried when he saw him and spent 2 hours with it before I took it back. He was so appreciative, though I only did this because of being human. I knew if I was in his place, I'd want someone to help me see my beloved pet when my ex keeps refusing for no reason other than to be bitter and petty. The guy passed away days ago. Aneurysm. Thinking about it, I feel relieved that I did what I did, though. I can't tell anyone.
Was it actually does it say that?
It's in parentheses, so like
It's
you didn't have to
implied.
read it.
She does.
Listen, I'm so sorry for
There's one
interrupting you.
sentence left.
I'm going to talk anyway because you would do it.
That's fine. That's fine, Erica. I just was giving you context.
Anyone, anywhere, can die of an aneurysm at any time,
Even on a podcast.
even on a podcast.
You hit the wrong one.
However,
Yeah.
it would have been fucking wild if we had 2 aneurysms in a row.
Well,
It was nuts.
You
Oops, all aneurysms this episode.
you should have let me read the next sentence, Erica.
Okay.
Because the guy didn't have an aneurysm.
Oh, fuck.
She doesn't know that I drove the dog to her ex, and while I was driving it back, the dog suffered an aneurysm and collapsed in the back of my car.
Shut up. It did not.
It
That's
did
the
not.
last
It
sentence.
did not.
That would have been fucking
Dogs.
wild, though.
She doesn't know that I drove the dog to her ex that day while she was at work. And boy, how are you still dating this person?
That's how I feel. It's like
How is that not like, hey,
the
now,
biggest red flag.
Yeah, that's insane. She's going to do the same shit to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're never going to break up. It's
That's
a
true.
perfect relationship.
That's true.
Cheers to that, buddy.
That's wild to me. This is just insane. How could you be so heartless?
I know. That's
so cruel.
It really, truly depends on what the boyfriend did.
What do you mean?
like to end the relationship.
Yeah, if the boyfriend was a total piece of shit, and
You're gonna steal his dog?
if
What if
he
he's, like,
abused
abusive?
me,
Yeah.
if he abused me and the dog, fuck that man.
Okay, the dog, yeah. You don't get to just like steal property because of like
Oh, so you think a dog's property, not a family member?
This is literally eye for an eye. It is in the eyes of the law.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
It's not. This is literally an eye for an eye. It'll make the whole world blind. I don't believe in like blind justice, like vigilante justice.
Joshua, I don't know if you know this
It's just
about me.
colorblind. It's a dog.
I am a very petty person.
I understand.
I would absolutely. I would steal Judah right now if I thought you wronged me.
Just if I wronged you. That's a non-alcoholic Truly. I swapped them out. I needed to cut you off.
Shit.
Judah,
Should
come on.
still be hitting.
Judah, you're coming home with me.
I don't know. I just like how can that not like because I mean he says like assume he's asked her about it because he says in the person who's dating her says like just to be bitter and pity,
Yeah.
not just to be bitter and petty. So it's like that implies that like he knows that it isn't because of something serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would hear that and just be like, oh, that's an ick.
That's an ick.
That's an
absolute
ick.
ick.
That's absolutely fair. But all I can say is I sympathize.
Ricky's really playing the devil's advocate this episode.
No. I'm saying I am the devil.
And I will advocate for a break.
Bye.
Welcome back to this sober side of the podcast.
No, incorrect. Absolutely not. Joshua, do you remember when we
Your
used
mic is turned off. This is the sober side.
Fuck. Do you remember when we used to drink every episode?
Yeah, those are the good old days.
But like we wouldn't get drunk every episode, but we'd have like a drink to loosen us up.
One or two. We were nervous.
Yeah.
And that only lasted for, I don't know, 78 episodes.
Until we really got the hang of it at episode 91.
And
I
then,
do remember that.
Do you also remember we used to listen back? We would record an hour or so of episode, and then we would listen to an hour or so of episode, right? Like back to back.
I want to say, like, the first 5 episodes, we would record for 2 hours
Yeah.
and then cut down to an hour.
Yep.
Would
pretty
we
close.
really?
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh my
close.
gosh, I don't
Those
even
like the
remember.
first 5. But a lot of it was just like, let's.
We do a lot of like warming up to get
Yeah.
loose.
Yes.
That is true.
A
as
lot
We
of
well.
did do a lot of
talking.
warm up.
Then that's where we used to get the pre-podcast stingers from.
Yeah.
That's where "Oh, my balls are all the way out" comes from.
Mm-hmm.
It's because we
First
were
line of the podcast.
we were warming up, and then I just thought that was so funny. It still
was.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of things that are so funny,
Circle Jerdge.
the Circle Jerdge is where we judge around our circle. If you're a new listener, we've been kind of frickin' popping off this week. So if we have a bunch of new listeners,
It's
welcome.
absolutely nutty.
It's just a little spot for us to get silly goofy most of the time.
I'm so sorry if this is your first episode and I am drunk.
Erica's a lush.
I am not.
She's like this every episode.
I'm not. I swear.
Don't look back 2 weeks ago when Christian was drinking a bag of wine on the couch.
The wine didn't have me acting different at all.
What's funny is like you guys drink way less than I do, but I just am professional on the show. I save my alcoholism for off-pod
I
hours.
view this as a job, so I kind of take it serious.
What I'm getting is that you're an alcoholic
Yeah, I hide it.
and you have a
Wow.
high tolerance.
Yeah, I do.
Whereas I've had 3 drinks and I'm.
A margarita isn't one drink. Can we all agree?
I will
How many
agree.
drinks is it? 1 and a
11?
half?
One. I feel like 1 3/4.
Margarita is
Yeah.
Spanish for 4 drinks. Don't fact check me on that.
So speaking of funny things, a couple episodes ago
When
when
did
we
we
had,
start talking about me?
huh?
Can I get a cheers?
No.
Hey, cheers to that, brother.
Thank you, Joshua. Joshua. Cheers me. Boo. Don't boo me with my own boo.
Speaking of funny things,
Couple episodes ago when we had Neat Girl on, I had a nice new novel section
That was my episode.
called Tweets That Should Have Banged. And boy, don't worry, I'm not going to read Tweets That Should Have Banged. I'm going to read Tweet That Banged because your baby boy had his first semi-viral
baby's
tweet.
bunging over here.
1,000 likes is not viral.
1,100.
You get 1,100 likes on a tweet.
I could do it
This has
tomorrow
been
if I
viewed by
wanted to.
this has been viewed by 52,000 people.
Okay, and
That's a significant
Name
chunk of
52,000 people right now.
Yeah.
Seems like you can. I guess
half of the county we live in.
this tweet has bunged.
The tweet in question. ACAB includes the Walmart receipt checkers.
Yeah.
1,106 likes, 108 retweets. Only like 7 replies. And one of them is another banger from Josh. The best Twitter account on Twitter.
Incorrect. Did you learn nothing from a Judge Miss story?
No, it was
A Judge Miss Carol.
It was all satire. I meant the opposite of it all.
Sure.
It feels good. It feels good to be validated, to finally have a banger. If you want to talk about the inception of the tweet, we were leaving Walmart and there
got
was
checked.
3 Walmart checkers and we walked right past all of them.
3 of them.
3.
We were convening. It was a convening of the Walmart checkers and
Wow.
they were talking to each other and we slipped right on by and I said, ACAB includes Walmart checkers. And Aurora says, I'm pretty sure I've tweeted that before. And I said, no, that's not, you didn't tweet it that way because that's not your cadence.
That is
You would have tweeted it a different way.
Okay.
And then I tweeted it, and then your boy frickin' popped off on
He
on
did
the
pop
main.
off.
I popped off on main.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think there's any laws against like shoulder checking a Walmart checker? Like,
Probably.
okay, because I
Yeah.
do think they
Assault.
deserve it.
I think-
okay.
Assault
Listen,
is
a lot of the
The law.
Walmart receipt checkers
Even more so.
are like really old people.
Even more so, they deserve it.
yeah. I mean, it's because
Okay.
old people like care about working well, and that's what makes it annoying. The younger Walmart checkers, like, they only check non-white people's stuff. So like, I'm fine.
That's part of the training video. They'd say, hey, make sure to pick out the minorities.
At least you can check your privilege.
Yes. But I fucking hate Walmart checkers because they take their job so seriously, and they obviously racially profile. And
Why are they always rude?
they're always fucking rude. Like, I'm gonna need to see your receipt, and it's like, we use more plastic bags because, like, if you have an item that's not in a plastic bag that's like too big to fit in a plastic bag, you're getting checked every time. And so like, we'll buy a bag of ice and put it in a plastic bag to try to be like, we bought it. Just let us leave.
Yeah, dude, they get wild.
But
about
also
it.
legally, you don't have to stop if they stop you. They cannot fucking stop you from leaving the store. So you can just keep walking. They can't do shit about it.
Okay, but like, don't be a dick.
Why?
fuck them.
Fuck them.
They're just doing their job.
Fuck them old people.
If they say, can I see your receipt, and you keep walking and they take it any step further than that, then they are no longer doing their job, and therefore you can then be a dick. Fuck that shit.
Okay. Or like,
If anything, I think this is a prime example of the systemic failure of America and the capitalist system that we all live
Christian, you're
within.
getting a little bit too political on this podcast.
Oopsie, they'll dial it back.
This
Fuck
is-
them old people.
This is like when on Reddit, somebody was like, it was one of the states was getting rid of the gas station attendants during COVID.
New Jersey.
It might have been New Jersey. I don't know. Did they have gas station attendants?
the
in New
only
Jersey?
state I've ever been to, like the only time I've ever had a gas station attendant was in Massachusetts,
They have it in Massachusetts too.
or like right outside of Boston.
Some states have it, so some people don't know how to pump their own gas, and so people were like minorly freaking out. And somebody was like, "Wow, jobs are being lost" or something like that. And I was like, "It's a shit job. Like it's bullshit. Like people can pump their own gas." And they're like, "Wow, so you want more people unemployed?" And it's like, "That's not what I'm saying.
Do they get-
Walmart checking is a shit job, but that doesn't mean I think it should exist. Like people shouldn't be tormented to just stand there on their feet without breaks, without sitting down, with shit pay for all of eternity. You know what I mean?"
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys know that they get paid off of tips mostly? They only make $2.13 an hour. You're supposed to tip the Walmart check when you walk by them.
You're lying.
Did you
I'm
pay
dead
for that?
serious.
Can I have some? All right, and that's it for the Circle Jerdge. I kind of had a tweet that popped off.
I'm happy for you, Joshua.
It felt good. Also, Fridge Pod had a TikTok that has like 400,000 views.
We
Which
love
one?
that.
It was about Tim Allen being racist.
You got
Yeah.
a lot of
He's
weird
got a-
hate on that one.
Yeah,
He's got a whole TV show about being racist. So
for 7 seasons.
has it been 7 seasons?
Are you talking about the Santa Claus? Are you talking about
Last Man Standing.
Last
Man
Man
Standing?
Standing.
Yeah, it's canceled now, but it was 7 seasons.
That's crazy. It
Um,
lasted
And a
that long.
movie.
And Judgies popped off on Instagram this week. It was a crazy week.
Yep.
Absolutely insane.
Those
We're
analytics
so
are
popular.
absolutely popping this week.
All right.
Wait. Are we upset that, similar to Aurora, I can only tweet in my own personal cadence, so I'll never have a tweet that pops off?
Everybody tweets their own personal cadence.
Not a lot of the big well, some of the big tweeters. I feel like there's so many popular tweeters that are just like, oh, you're just a comedy writer. It's not,
Sure.
and it's like I can't do that
You
because
gotta
I
learn-
have to have a little stupid poop joke, and it has to be as close to 240 characters. Is that the limit now?
270?
It has to be the least concise tweet in the world for me to think it's funny, and then everybody else is like, hey man, not that good of a tweet. And I'm like, but you gotta think about it. This one's cerebral.
What do you think?
A morning size pea amount is bigger than a pea size amount.
Yes, there is a language that you have to learn to write in on Twitter.
And
For
I
sure.
can't do it.
It's like same thing with like clickbait titles. Like there is a language to it, but
Listen, about 5 minutes ago, I said that I could tweet a banger and get more likes than Josh. No, I can't.
you can post an Instagram post and dwarf me.
You absolutely pop
You'll get
off on the Instagram.
You'll get more likes than I have followers on Instagram.
yeah.
So
You go nutty with it. You post one cute or hot picture, and you're just like,
I post thousands, millions of cute hot pictures, and I get 700 likes. It's decent. It's a good day at the office. It's not 900 likes in the first fucking 3 hours
I got roasted on Instagram just today
because
I
you only
You
have
did?
one post.
yeah, because I think I was complaining that it's like you guys get DMs, and then somebody commented on my single Instagram post and was like, "This is why you don't get DMs. It looks like you're not active." And it's like, what do you mean? This single post from 5 years ago doesn't show that I'm an active Instagram user?
Wasn't that we were playing Quelf
Yeah, it was some game where I had to take a selfie with my feet.
and post it on Instagram? That
Guelph
was
is
his,
an insane game.
it's fun, and it was the one and only post he's had.
That's really
I don't
funny.
even think you had Instagram prior to that night.
I think you should
I
do
did, but I didn't. use that.
ironic thirst trap posts, Christian. Like kind of like
We're bringing
Tucky
back Tucky
Chrissy,
Chrissy.
but like slightly classier. You
Okay.
get the smuttier stuff.
What about
on
a
Tucky.
slightly assier?
No, that's
Oh.
the opposite of classy.
I don't know. I think assy can be classy, Josh.
Not for you.
I do got just a sloppy ass.
Listen, I'm too jealous for this.
Here, Erica, you're jealous. You also have a career in singing because we have a listener submitted sound. So go ahead and listen to
A
it.
Midwest gal through and through. A good time Midwest gal.
That's America for you.
Roach pussy, roach pussy, roach pussy. Roach pussy, roach pussy. My baby too. Roach pussy, roach pussy.
It's very good.
I'm pissed. That went so absolutely fucking
Can that
hard.
be my ringtone?
It went nutty. Thank you, Anthony Serrato, an oft submitter of audios.
That was so fucking good.
A new sound for the soon-to-be new year. Lots of love, Anthony.
Anthony and
Anthony.
Andrew, you fuckers really put in the work with the songs.
Yeah, I saw that,
So good.
and it just is called Midwest RP, and I was like, that's kind of funny. And then the RP turned out to be Roach Pussy.
It wasn't role playing at all.
No, I was role-playing fucking Ogtha. I didn't read that story, so I couldn't remember the name. Here is a story I did read in the future on this episode from David. I can use his first name, no problem. Embarrassing high school story.
Never had that
The
experience.
worst.
Hey, Judgies.
Huh?
Hi.
Just thought you would enjoy this embarrassing moment from my high school experience. Now, Are we doing titles? If we are, then I would call this one Dance Like No One's Watching.
Oh my god.
You're the Napoleon Dynamite?
My mom had that written on a sign that hung up in our dining room when I was in high school.
That is an embarrassing high school story.
Boo.
Shit.
Mission failed. We'll get 'em next time.
In high school, I did peer tutoring, which is where you help out in the more severe special ed classes. Towards the end of the year, they have a dance called the Special Ed Prom, where all the kids, peer tutors, and teachers from the classes in the district, 3 different schools, meet together and have a dance party. Honestly, it was a lot of fun because I feel like I could let loose in a way that I couldn't at a normal dance. Boy, was I wrong. While I was flailing around with my friends from the class, I noticed a girl that I thought was looking at me a lot. Thinking she was cute, I figured I would shoot my shot, and the next slow dance, I asked her out to dance.
The Riz.
She said yes.
Ooh.
And I tried breaking the ice with some questions like, what's your name? What grade are you in? And what school do you go to? She immediately turned white and mumbled her answers. For the rest of the song, we slowly revolved in awkward silence. I decided to get myself something to eat after that and started chatting with a teacher I knew when one of my friends runs up to me. Way too short. One of my friends.
Sorry, here.
Busting up laughing, saying that the girl I just danced with thought that I wasn't a peer tutor, but one of the students in the class. I guess she did notice me dancing and based on that thought I had a mental disability.
Okay.
The worst part? She was transferring to my high school and we ended up having a couple of classes together.
Ooh.
One of which was a ballroom class where I was the TA.
It's weird to be a TA in high school, right?
Also a ballroom class in high school. Must be for the arts.
Rich.
I did competitive ballroom dance throughout high school. I guess you should only
Flex.
dance like no one is watching when no one is watching.
Do we think it's hard to dance like no one is watching when you are so good at ballroom dancing?
Yeah.
Yes. Because I feel like ballroom dancing is specifically designed for people to be watching.
Yeah.
Also, like, this is like when Joe tries to, like, co-host on FRJJ Pod for a request from Josh and Joe on all platforms.
Of course.
Tries to sing poorly.
And
And it's
comes
like,
out good
you're
no matter
still
what.
good at it. It's like, fuck you, Joe.
He's like making fun of someone for singing bad and tries to sing bad. And it's like, oh, so we're just gonna sound like Brendan Urie. What's his name?
Brendan Urie.
We're gonna sound like that little fucker. Oh, and that was you doing it bad, Joe? You little son of a bitch.
Here is another story. I got 2 more stories to read, so we better get going. That was really good. That was the part that Christian always gets jealous of.
It is.
This is another True Off My Chest. This was sent in by Bryce.
I wouldn't tell
Thanks,
anybody about this,
Bryce.
Bryce. This is embarrassing.
It's a Reddit story. True Off My Chest. My girlfriend just gave birth to our first child.
Congratulations.
I know I'm not the biological father,
Yikes.
and I revealed I knew as soon as she gave birth.
Okay.
I'll try to keep this short because my name is Josh, and I'm planning to go to a bar soon. I found out when it's a short joke on me. Yeah, a little cerebral of a joke.
What were we saying earlier at the beginning about the bar? The bar was low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that the short joke? Is that the name was Josh and the bar was low and because you're short?
No. He then pulled... I found out when she was about 6 months along that it wasn't mine. A guy, Brian, approached me at my work and asked me, "Are you Sarah's boyfriend?" I said, "Yeah," and asked what he wanted. "What do you want, punk?"
Yeah, I'm her boyfriend. What do you want?
What
Yeah.
about it?
He said he was sorry that he had slept with her and swore he didn't know that she was with someone. I don't believe that.
I slept with her and I have super fertile sperm. Sorry, bud.
I got strong swimmers.
He then pulled out his phone to show the text between them. They'd been sleeping together or linking up for at least a year. And then she found out she was pregnant, and they came to an agreement to just pretend the baby was mine In return, she wouldn't lose her perfect life, and he wouldn't be responsible for a baby. I knew it was weird. I knew it was weird that she had gotten pregnant. We had been having problems trying for a baby, and all of a sudden, she got pregnant so easily. But he explained that he had been thinking about it, and he recently became a Christian, and he said he couldn't live his life knowing that I was living a lie while his child didn't know their real father. So yeah, I told him I'd keep in touch, and not to say that he'd said anything just yet. I've had a lot of time to think, but ultimately, I decided to wait until she gave birth, to hurt her in her most vulnerable moment.
Well, that's fucking rude, but go on.
I'll spare the details, but she went into labor, baby was born, and was taken to the NICU to be monitored for a bit. What should have been a beautiful moment of me holding my baby was the most heartbreaking time of my life. Just knowing he was not mine hurt me. Once she was sewn up and comfortable, I started packing up my stuff to leave. She asked where I was going, and I told her. I know I'm not Baby Name's father. Horrible name for a baby. You can act all shocked, but I know. Just ask Brian to come. I'm positive he'll sign the birth certificate. Then I left. She's been calling my phone over and over, even sending texts as I type this. Has even gotten her sister to call me a few times. I was hard. Freudian slip. I was rock hard. It was hard pretending these last few months, but I think I'm satisfied. I feel really, really heartbroken, though. I was planning to propose to her on the day our baby was born. I was going to make her the happiest woman ever. Oh, well. I'm going to go get shit-faced now.
I guess I don't know how you handle it, but I was like, that doesn't feel the appropriate way. But who am I?
So, like, if you're sleeping with somebody at the same time someone else is sleeping with somebody, you can't be 100% sure that the baby's not yours.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you did not handle it in the correct manner.
Not at all.
Also, if you're going to propose to somebody, you should make it its own special day.
Not the day that they gave birth.
Not a day that is already significant for some other reason. Like, I don't know, Christmas, New Year's, birthday, Valentine's Day,
Unless
the
they're
day
into
that they're giving birth.
Unless they're into that.
Most
Not the birth
likely.
one. I don't think you should propose to somebody on the day that they had other people watch them shit.
Correct.
I think that's a general rule in my
Yes.
book.
Yeah,
And that can include Valentine's Day.
The day that they're the most vulnerable they have
Yeah.
ever been in their entire life, not a good day to
Planning
propose.
on waiting for dumping this insane knowledge dump where the hormones are going crazy. You
I
got
was gonna
postpartum.
say-
Like, you're
Yeah.
risking her life and the child's life at that point. Like,
Yeah.
incredibly. And, like, look, she was cheating on you. That fucking sucks. She's not a good person either in that regard. But
Yeah.
doesn't mean, again, eye for an eye.
Makes the whole world blind.
You
How
can't
about
do
a
that.
tooth for a tooth?
Makes the whole world gum.
I don't
think
I've
that's-
ever heard for tooth for
I'm
tooth.
pretty sure it's the other part of the Hammurabi Code.
Mm.
I don't know what that is either.
That's where the eye for an eye comes from.
I thought it was from the Bible.
Huh.
It might be in the Bible too, but I'm pretty sure it's
Well, we all know that Christianity steals everything from other religions.
We all know this.
We all know. Do you not know this?
No, I'm Christian and I am all original. I've never stolen an idea or a concept.
Christian, you pre-stole 4 weeks before me getting wine drunk on a podcast.
I did.
Asshole.
You know what pisses me off is I asked if the bag or the box is funnier, and then you went
Joshua.
ahead and told me the bag, and then you did the box.
Joshua, you can still get pregnant from pre-stole.
Not this guy when he's having sex. There was an edit. He did get a paternity test. It was the other guys. So
Oh, okay.
Yikes.
it was all confirmed. But
Just today at work, I was in the OB, and I was like looking. I was waiting for somebody to get off the phone as a nurse, and I was waiting for them to get off the phone. I looked through their pamphlets, and they, right in the front there, they have how to get a paternity test lined up, and I was like, that is wild for it to be the top 4 pamphlets to have.
Hey, it happens.
I know, but it's like, you think it'd be a row back, or maybe the third row.
yeah. Well, I mean, how many people are like stuck in their relationships and they can't say anything unless they're in a hospital? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they do the like, and is the person in the room with you right now type stuff.
Are you in the room with us right now?
No.
Oh.
Last one. This is sent in Reddit story from Jessica
Thanks, Jessica. Who was the last one from?
Price.
Thanks,
Bryce.
Dallas Howard, but I didn't want to dox him. I didn't want to dox
they're a fan.
That's so crazy.
Not spelled the same though.
Can we talk
Shit.
about the most recent Jurassic Park movie? Because not your best. Not your best.
I know you were stuck in the contract for 3 movies, but honey,
Ooh, it was not that good.
Hey, Judgies.
Hi.
I couldn't help but see your faces. I couldn't help but to see your faces brag as I read this one. Huge ick factor and concern for the women, to say the least. Erica, this is a Debbie Downer episode, I guess.
I'm here
This
for
is
it.
very disgusting. Like upsettingly, like gross. Like
In
content warning. Cameras in bathrooms.
Oh no.
Am I the asshole for covering up cameras in the living room, bedroom, and bathroom in my husband's family home? I recently got married, and then we moved into my husband's family home. It's a big house on a farm in the middle of nowhere. It's beautiful, but slightly creepy because of how old and run down and secluded it is. The people who live in this house are myself, female, 24. My husband, John, male, 37. Yeah, just let that sit for a second. My brother-in-law, male, 38, and his wife, female, 25.
what's going on with this family? I don't like this
Yeah, bunch of mid-30s guys dating like
Late
20-year-old
30 guys.
Well, I mean, when they started dating, you'd
Okay.
think like mid-30s dating like a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old. My brother-in-law, my brother's so-in-law, male 42 and male 26. My brother's so-in-law? It's not capitalized. And my father-in-law, male 60. I'm a stay-at-home wife, hopefully mother soon. We're trying.
Hold on. So there's like 6 people living in this house?
7. 3 couples and a father.
Okay.
So it's 3 brothers,
Yep. 3 partners.
3 brothers, their wives, and their dad.
Well, the one is male-male relationship.
Oh, okay.
I'm a stay-at-home wife, hopefully mother soon. We're trying. Yay.
Yay.
I feel like you don't need another body in that house.
I also feel like this is not the situation you should bring a child into. Go on.
And my sister-in-law and I are responsible for the housework while the guys work on the farm. It's a very traditional family, something I wasn't quite used to. Within a few days, I've noticed that the house, including our bedroom, living room, and bathroom, had cameras installed. It made me extremely uncomfortable, and I confronted my husband about this.
Yeah.
He told me it's for safety and not to worry about it. I questioned the cameras in the bathroom, and he said that those were just fakes and dropped the subject. I did because his tone told me he didn't want to discuss it any further.
We have to put decoys in the bathroom, otherwise burglars will know.
Now, this is as far as I read, so the rest of this is a surprise to me as well. But the cameras kept bugging me, and after a few days, I covered them up. I felt weird being under constant camera presences.
What is this, Big Brother?
When my husband got home, he asked me to come to our bedroom, and he was furious. He started shouting at me that I had no right to change anything in his family home. He said he already told me to ignore the cameras. I questioned the cameras again and explained how they made me feel, but he asked me if I didn't trust him. I said that I trusted him. He asked if I trusted his family, and I said that I did. Then he said, see, there's no problem then. Only family has access to these cameras. I tried telling him that it wasn't better, but he told me to never touch the cameras again and to stop being a problem. The next morning, no one would talk to me, including my sister-in-law. When we were alone, she told me to stop making a mess and that she can't talk to me as that's punishment for being disrespectful.
What is going on here? This is scary.
It's a traditional relationship where
It's
they don't
wild-
have rights.
It's wild that it's a traditional relationship, and then they're like, but we're cool with that gay brother.
Yeah, it is weird. It's like, what?
We don't like women. That's why we're fine with our brother being gay and having an extra dude in the house.
She told me to stop being an asshole and listen to my husband and not get her involved in my marital problems. I don't think I was being an asshole. I only tried to express my feelings, and that this made me feel.
Is she not creeped out by the bathroom camera?
She put them up.
Oh.
I have no idea. I tried to express my feelings, and that this made me feel uncomfortableness. but everyone in the house thinks I'm in the wrong and I'm confused. Am I really the asshole for covering up the cameras?
No, you need to leave. You need to escape. You need to get out. This is such a dangerous situation. I am so upset. I'm scared for this woman.
This was literally like the description of a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a good time.
This is not a good time at all.
It sounds terrible. Just the fact that there's the pattern, like even in the male-male relationship, huge age gap. It's weird that they're all like being so predatory with their relationships,
Dating, yeah.
bringing in these weird people into their house and then saying you can't touch anything. That's how it is. Very, very scary.
I just don't know. Like, the cameras literally don't make sense. It's one thing to have a camera, like, at the entrance of your house.
Sure.
And, like, even a couple outside, maybe. But it's like, why would you have one in your bedroom? Why would you have one in the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Those are not... There's no reason to have a camera in there.
No. Well, they're fake.
You could have a camera in the hallway. If they're fake, then it doesn't matter.
That way, if a burglar accidentally teleports
Here.
into your bathroom, he's like, ah, shit.
Let me put a piece of black tape over it. It will look the same as a fucking lens. I don't...
Yeah.
What is...
Yeah. This is
This is terrifying.
especially the like the gaslighting and then like the like literal removal from her entire way of life to like go completely in the middle of nowhere and be like, oh no, you don't have a job, you have to work at home. Insane.
You know how we always say that, like, we just assume that the stories we read are fake?
Yeah.
I fucking hope
Yeah.
this story is fake.
Yeah. I mean, it's, I don't know. Oh no, I'm thinking of the last one. Yeah, I think the last one was definitely fake. This one, I really hope it's fake.
I hope and pray. I don't believe in things that you have to pray to, but I really hope and pray that this is fucking fake.
I'm gonna tell myself it's fake for
I'm-
comfort's sake.
Yes.
It just reads like, I don't know, my vision, what I'm imagining in my head is literally the like cannibal house in Book of Eli.
I'm thinking like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's the house vibes I'm getting.
This has to be a ginormous house, right? How do you have 7 people living in?
I mean, it's a farmhouse, so it probably is like. They said English isn't their first language, so I don't know where they're
Pennsylvania
from.
Dutch.
I was gonna say it can't be like a
Pennsylvania Dutch.
The Amish in Pennsylvania,
don't speak English.
a lot of them speak Dutch.
Interesting. But I was gonna say like it can't be. I mean, it still could, but obviously America is known for like plantation homes, but it could be like kind of that situation since it is a farmhouse. But who knows? Speaking of praying to things,
I'm stressed.
y'all, you have to watch Miracle Workers. I've been blowing up Christian's
Josh
phone.
has been really pushing
What
it
is
on
this?
It's a show that's on HBO Max, so you can use my login.
me. Oh,
we
It's an anthology series, which I wasn't aware of. But there's 3 seasons. The first season, it's Daniel Radcliffe, Steve Buscemi, and then like a few other smaller actors. But like you'll probably recognize a few of them.
That's crazy because Daniel Radcliffe's pretty small.
Nice. You almost hit boo.
I would never do that to myself.
And the first season, the premise is that they're all angels, and Steve Buscemi is God. But like, it's not religious in the sense of like God is just like the CEO of Earth, and so like his parents are Chris Parnell and fuck, I can't remember who his mom was.
Steve Buscemi's parents
Yeah,
is Chris Parnell.
it's one of the most hilariously written shows I've ever watched. Like the subplot on episode 2 is that Steve Buscemi's God wants to have Bill Maher killed because Bill Maher is an atheist, and they kill him by enlarging his penis. It's so funny. It's like the first, and granted, I was wine drunk when I watched it the whole first season, but Aurora and I were crying laughing. There's a scene, and I think it's the last episode, and Steve Buscemi just goes to throw like an Earth-sized like paper mache globe into a garbage can, and just goes, Jordan, and whiffs it, and it's so funny. It's the funniest fucking thing in the world, I promise you. Season 2 hasn't been as good. Season 2, they're in like the Dark Ages, which it's just not as funny.
They're reverse Parks and Wrecking it.
Yeah, but it's still okay. Like Steve Buscemi and then his daughter are the town shit shovelers, and she doesn't want to be a shit shoveler. But
Fair.
it's still funny. It's just the first season is literal, like It's only 7 episodes and only 20 minutes each.
I was gonna say, how did you stay
Yeah.
wine drunk through an entire season?
We literally was like, oh, I guess we're done. So it's 7 episodes, they're only 22 minutes each, but it was so good. It was written so well. I cannot. If you haven't seen Miracle Workers, you gotta watch it.
We'll add it to the list.
It's on the list.
Put it to the top.
There's
of the
about
list.
8 other shows.
Put it to the top of the list.
We are so far behind on our shows since
Just
Olsen was born.
Watch season 1.
Our TV has not been on.
Just watch season 1. Olsen will love it.
My recommendation for comedy shows is What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yes,
That's too many episodes.
it's
It is
so
a lot of episodes, but it is good.
so good.
Yeah, you guys gotta watch it. I don't know what else to say. God can't read, and like that's one of his character things is that Steve Buscemi's God can't read, and it's fucking hilarious.
Why would he need to?
To sign contracts, he's a CEO. Yeah, it's so good. There's so many good fucking jokes in it.
Just like this episode that you just listened to.
Yeah, and where can they find more jokes at, Erica?
At Hosh Dry Smith.
Or friend request from Josh and Joe. I will say we just had a bunch of people from the Discord finally listen to the show. I'm not naming names, and they were like, "Josh, this is a great show." And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" We had non-binary cowboy on, Charlie themselves.
Fantastic episode. It was
We need
so
to
good.
argue about the James Webb Space Telescope.
We talked about it on the Judgies, Erica.
I'm so mad at you.
We're mad again.
I was
Erica, where can
hamming
we
it
find us?
up for the goddamn TikTok that we made. I just don't.
You
care
can
about
find the Judgies on the internet at Judgies Pod. That's JDGIES Pod. And that's on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, TikTok, Google.
Apple.
You can email us
Yeah.
your listener submitted stories.
Yeah.
You got some family drama. You got some friendship drama. You got some drama. You just got shit to tell us.
You got a good Reddit story?
You just send it on over. You made up a sound that you want us to play on the episode.
Send that fucker in.
Send that shit over to us, and that's at
That's judgiespod@gmail.com.
The email was always Christian's thing. You kind of took it from him
he stopped doing it.
because you took
it from
him.
me.
Whatever.
But you'll never take this from me.
The judges love you. Okay, bye. That.
Hey, the judges love you. Bye. You'll never take that from me.
Daniel Radcliffe dances as burlesque, and it's hot in season 3.
Ooh.
I thought you were only in season 2.
That's how we found out about the shows because Aurora saw a TikTok.
Boy.